Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Talk About Sleep, your favorite channel and mine. Here's the book it's based on. Get that on Amazon. The link is in the description box down below. If you have any questions or comments about this video or anything, leave them in the comment section down below. Once a month, I should say, I make videos on people's questions and comments, so feel free to ask away or comment or whatever, but keep it respectful. And as I always say, these videos are for education only. That being said, if this touches a nerve with you or someone you may know, feel free to share it along. Okay, we want to increase this channel and keep it growing. All right, but I need your guys' help. So thank you for everybody who has been interacting and sharing and liking and commenting, so on and so forth. Okay, enough of that. Now, on to the video. So what we're talking about today is seasonal affective disorder, which is a pretty common condition, and we probably have all experienced some degree of this, right? So in New York, where I live, wintertime, the sun goes down early, you get out of work, it's dark out, we're not really exposed to much sunlight. That can play hell on how people feel, right? Not only in terms of their energy levels, but in terms of their motivation, in terms of their desire to exercise, desire to be social, right? And it makes sense. I mean, we're designed to be, exposed to sunlight, and when we don't get it, there's consequences. But seasonal affective disorder, the condition itself, is really it's a psychiatric condition which formally described in 1984. Okay, it can include sleeping problems, fatigue. Right, it could be sleeping too much or too little. It could be fatigue, increasing appetite or changes in appetite. Like I said, less motivation, that sort of thing. It's not really well understood why this happens, but it's thought to be related to melatonin, possibly serotonin. Okay, in that during those winter months, we're not getting those, or our body's not producing those compounds as much, and that has the result in the symptoms we're talking about. Like I said, it is pretty common, and it depends on, of course, where you live. The numbers I'm reading here, so it's 1% of the population of Florida has this, but 10% in Alaska has this, right? Which makes sense. Okay, I don't know what the numbers are in New York, but I'm sure it's probably somewhere in the middle. So what do we do about it, right? So if somebody has seasonal affective disorder, I see this quite often, actually. People will come to me and they'll say, I'll see them in the summertime and they'll be doing fine. Their insomnia is under control, they're feeling good. And then I'll see them again in the wintertime and it's just everything is reversed, right? They're not having energy in the daytime, their sleep is poor at night, and it's just like everything is spun out of control. So what do we do? Well, one of the first things we do is try to get sunlight or some sort of bright light therapy to help them in the morning. Okay, I prefer sunlight. All right, if I get 20 minutes of sunlight in the morning as best they can, obviously not staring at the sun, but just being outside and or having the window open, getting sunlight on them for at least 20 minutes. That can be useful. If that's not possible, then a light box. I think 10 or 20,000 lux, which is how bright it is. Kind of like if you're looking at a computer, you have it positioned above the screen. So again, you're not staring at it, but it's on you for 20 minutes in the morning. That can be useful. Some people say 30 to 60 minutes, whatever. Some people use SSRIs or other kind of antidepressants during those bad periods. Some people use like stimulants or wake-promoting agents like modafinil or Provigil is the other name for it. Okay. One of the theories, though, that causes this is that vitamin D levels are too low, so some people have tried vitamin D supplements. There's conflicting data on that. Negative air ionization, I just heard about this, where charged particles are released into the sleep environment. That's been found effective. I have no idea why, but it is out there. If you're curious, you can read more about it. And then physical exercise, which is always a cure for everything, right? We're meant to move. So the point here, though, is that seasonal affective disorder, it's a very real thing. And if you're somebody who You do fine in the summertime. You do fine in the fall. You do fine in the spring. But in the wintertime, especially in New York or wherever you live, if it gets dark early and it gets cold and you're not spending time outside and you're not getting sunlight and you feel it's just affecting you, you may want to talk to your doctor. Okay, and have this considered. There's not really a blood test or anything to be done for this. It's more just how psychiatrists diagnose anything, clinical evaluation. So definitely it's something to consider, and it's definitely something to not ignore. Okay, especially if it affects everything that we talk about here, which is your sleep and your energy levels and things of that nature. Okay, so if you are depressed, like I said, there's definitely ways to help yourself, and there's resources out there to help you. So hopefully that gives you some insight into what this condition is. I see it quite often. It's out there, so be aware of it. Thank you for watching. If there's any questions on this or comments on this, leave them in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Until then, sleep well.